Greetings, beautiful beings, and welcome to the Breathing Bar. I'm Y.O.U, and I will be your host today and every day here at the Breathing Bar. And today we're continuing on our Spring Equinox season series, which is Who Are You? I'm glad you all came by to spend a few minutes with us and to just kind of see what we're sipping on and what we're intaking. And today, as we continue into the series of Who Are You, our focus is your conceptualization of you starts with your own understanding. And this you that we're going to be focusing out throughout the entire series is an acronym for your own understanding. And I've come to realize that that's the most important realm of existence you have. And you have to nurture your own understanding. It evolves and expands as you evolve and expand. But it's important that you have created a foundation for yourself that's based on your own understanding. And as we get into this concept of your own, it's going to be interesting to see how many different consciousness is plural, you have creating your own understanding. It's not just your sovereign mind perceiving and creating this reality. It's a lot of different consciousnesses that we have been infused with for centuries. So that's the whole synopsis of what we're going into and how we're digging into all of this. But before we do all that, I want to start by saying what we're sipping on and what we're nibbling on today. And right now, we're just nibbling on a nice little rice wrap that I made. And I just had a lot of fresh vegetables, purple and red cabbage, purple and green cabbage. I had some radishes. I had some basil, some fresh mint, some cilantro. Yes, all of that. And I just cut them up nice and fine. And then I just put some avocado, some nori sheets, had some raw nori sheets. And I just wrapped that up in a rice wrap. And then I made a very nice, light tahini basil sauce. And I'm just dipping my little wraps. I made little miniature rice wraps. And I'm just dipping that into my little sauce. And then on the side to drink, which will actually happen after, we eat. But at the end of the day, I made kombucha. I have not made homemade kombucha in probably about 5 years. But we have some homemade kombucha. So that's what we're sipping on. And that's what we're nibbling on today at the Breathing Bar. But now we're going to kind of delve deeper into this Who Are You series for the Spring Equinox. So your conceptualization of you starts with your own understanding. Allows you to begin to explore what I call your base. We are all standing on something. And this base has to be reviewed in a seasonal way. You have to be able to understand your base in order to be able to understand your perceptions, understand the relativities that come into your lives, and why you experience many things you do. So this base incorporates everything that you are, that you hold firm, that you're rooted to. It's like the base of a tree. What is your base? What are these beliefs that you have held on to? And you have to be very careful, because what you find is we will say, or I will say, this is what I believe. This is what I hold firm, until the wind blows too hard and it shakes every aspect of my being. And then I'm questioning my entire existence. And it's like, then was that really your base? If it just takes a real strong wind to push you off. So then I had to go back and say, okay, maybe not. Or maybe that was just a new seed I was planting, but it wasn't rooted as strong as some other ones. And the deeper you go to explore that, you'll find that many times this base you stand on was created by the indoctrination that you've been taught, no matter what culture you're in, and it's for centuries, so it's not something new. Humanity has come into a consciousness living in the earth, the physical realm, created through many beliefs that many individuals had that came together to formalize in order for the society, the collective consciousness, to function in a particular way, or to function in a way that seemed to work well for whatever was trying to be created. And there's no judgment in any of this, because this is humanity, but now we're looking at it from a more independent space of, okay, so what does this mean when it comes to how it affects your own understanding of yourself, of your purpose, of your desires, of your incarnation into the earth realm as an energy being. And that's where we are now, beginning to connect with ourselves as energy first. As we incarnate into the earth realm, thought preceded substance. So our essence, our energy has always been. What has our energy, what has our essence picked up that wants to be explored, displayed, and felt by others around us? What beauty, what joy, just what good feelings. But many times, are we able to manifest that in our own understanding to be able to create this concept of you? So as we look at these bases, we have to begin to reconsider what it's supposed to look like for us. And the easiest way I have found to do that is in any given moment, just allow yourself to feel whatever you feel in its rawness. And many times it takes a minute to get past the initial thoughts. You know, those conscious thoughts that come up relative to whatever's happening in that moment with you, or in that space where you are at that given moment. But when you let those thoughts kind of slide away or go to the side, then you could sit there and say, okay, now I'm in a quiet space. I'm doing a little bit of deep breathing. I'm kind of getting the agitations and the chatter of the day away. How do I feel about boom? And you allow the first thought to come. No matter what that first thought is, no matter how unrelated you may feel it is, it's not unrelated, believe you me. Even if the first thought is something that says, okay, you need to get a little more calmer. Or that particular situation is an agitation. That agitation can stem from those deeper roots that you're trying to figure out. So everything is connected, and it's just following the connections to begin to put that puzzle together for whatever it is you're looking at. So as you continue conceptualizing you, let's start with simple things like that, like bringing it to the table. It's like, okay, what we bringing to the table today? Because your concept of you changes as your perceptions of you change, of your perceptions of reality changes. You can think of this year, you could probably think of 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago. For those of you who are here 30 years ago, how your perceptions of you have changed as you evolve and as you take in new information, as you explore, as you experience life. So your own understanding shifts and changes. Yet there's something that doesn't change. And that's what we're getting to when we talk about your own understanding. And that's your deeper internal energetic essence. You have an eternal energetic essence. And this essence is the foundation for your incarnation into the earth realm. It's the whole base that is purely your own understanding. this eternal energetic essence. And that's what we're getting at. Where is this? What is this? And how do I get back to it? Because it's there. And just like I have told myself, they're just portals that have not been opened. Many portals are in us that want to be opened, but you have to have the right combination for it to happen. That's why our concepts of reality and our perceptions change and shift so much. It's because different portals open up when we have different experiences or we bring in new information. And as that energy mixes and matches, it opens different portals that brings out a deeper understanding from within that says, oh, okay. So all of a sudden we shift something because of new information that we now have to use and that we've now brought to our conscious level. I won't say it's new, but it's information that we now perceive in our conscious reality. So we each have our eternal energetic essence that we're trying to get to and we're trying to reach. And we'll go deeper into that next week. So let's get back to your conceptualization of your own understanding. How can we allow this information that we begin to receive as we continue this experience in this earth realm? How can we use that and fuse it into a healthy, healing lifestyle choice and lifestyle choices that we make? Because a lot of times we were created with some outdated concepts that really weren't quite our own understanding, but it was someone else's. And the more we move into it, some people can consider it and be okay, but then there's some that can't. So I'm one of those that really don't like to sit in stuff that I'm really uncomfortable with. So I had to say, okay, how do I move in my authentic space, but at the same time, be able to honor where I am right now and be in acceptance? Because it's also very important to do that in each moment. Just be honored in acceptance of that now moment, where you are in your conceptualization of you. See, a lot of times when we get more information on our conceptualization of our own understanding, we may start to go into judgment about where we were and why we were there, or go into judgment of anything about around that because we're moving from that and we're not comfortable in that. We know that doesn't fit. And it may bring up different emotions. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You couldn't be where you are right now until right now. You know? You couldn't be where you are now until right now. So be in acceptance of it. So the now becomes very important as we continue to move into this space of you. Until you move into it, it's important. So that's where we are today, focusing on this conceptualization of you and your own understanding. And as I said, my thing is bring it to the table. Give yourself quality conscious time to spend on you. Figuring out, who am I in the space of my perceptions of reality? Because I'm the sum total of my perception of this world and how I feel in it. And many times that may not be positive. Sometimes they say, Huvia, you are so hard on yourself. I want you to spend the whole day acknowledging all the phenomenal things that you do and that you experience and that your consciousness has afforded you, and your work and discipline and just your pure essence. And sometimes it's difficult because there's always something where I'm wanting to get to the next level. And I realize evolution is not something that's to be run after. Evolution is the moment you're in at that time. That is evolution. The now is the evolution that we all been waiting for real. And if you can put your entire being in the now, I mean, it's the most powerful moment that you ever have. That's why I always say every moment is a new day. because that it is. So, as you continue this spring equinox season and we continue this Who Are You? I want you to conceptualize you from the space of your own understanding and then bring some stuff to the table. And once you figure out where you feel the root is, know that it's 20 times deeper. And eventually that root will get more etheric in nature. You know, it'll move from maybe the physical thoughts of, oh, this situation or that or that. These experiences have nothing to do with the true essence of why your energy is bound up in these different areas that have allowed you, us, to stay in these realms of perception about ourselves and our understanding of who we are. And we have to be able to acknowledge that nothing is what it seems. That's the biggest thing, takeaway from today. Nothing is what it seems. It just really isn't. Because at every moment, you have to know that's just based on your perception of reality. And you could have 5 people standing beside each other. And each one of our perception of that reality is going to be different. It just is. Not that we may not agree on a generality of what it is, but none of our perceptions are going to be the same. Because our filters of our own understanding are different. The essence of who we are different, and our experiences are different. So our conceptualization of reality are all different. They're never one and the same. But we're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be. Because we are each eternal energetic essences experiencing an earth realm experience. Our eternal energetic essence is what we are seeking to manifest on a deeper level. So you all have a beautiful day, and we will continue on this Who Are You series. And like I said, I just throw out nuggets that come to me, but they come to me strong enough where they become a part of my essence, my eternal energetic essence. So you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening moment wherever you are. And we will talk soon, beautiful beings. Give thanks.